Previously on Bad Music Video Theater.
I don't want to get down on director Stephen R. Johnson. He clearly knew what he was doing on Sledgehammer, and he did pretty well for himself, all things considered. Looking through his IMDb page, he's directed other music videos I enjoy, like Oingo Boingo's Just Another Day and the Talking Heads song Road to Nowhere. Oh, and it looks like he made another Peter Gabriel video. Let's check that one out. Oh god, I'm gonna have to review this one too, aren't I?
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey Tom. Yeah, the videos are going okay. There's just something that's been bugging me for a while now. Like a promise I made a while back that I haven't followed up on. Something I've been meaning to do that I just haven't done. I'm sure I'll figure it out. So anyway, what's been going on with you?
That's right, folks. 2 years and over 30 episodes later, we're finally getting around to reviewing Peter Gabriel's Steam video. As the natural successor to Big Time, it only seems right and just that we take Steam to task as well. Peter Gabriel's love of odd animation styles sometimes pays dividends for him, but more often than not, it turns into a horrifying jumbled mess. God, this feels familiar. Steam comes from Peter Gabriel's 1992 album Us. 6 years after his last solo album So, and 3 years after the soundtrack album Passion for Martin Scorsese's The Last Temptation of Christ, Peter had a lot of catching up to do.
He recently released his new hit album, Us, and he is now on tour. This album, which I have right here, is more personal.
I think so.
Why? What did you want to say, and why did this turn for you?
Well, it was at the end of a period in which my marriage had broken up and another relationship I'd been in had failed, and so I was looking into myself and doing some group therapy work and really starting to try and understand what my part was in all this stuff. And I think given that it was preoccupation for a number of years, I thought it was the right thing to put it out.
Peter brought a lot of issues and baggage to the recording of the album, including his divorce from wife Rosanna Arquette and estrangement from other family members. Subsequently, the album is more personal than a lot of his previous work. Steam, however, is a thinly veiled innuendo of a song.
Steam has been described as hot, wet, and wobbly.
Peter sings to an unnamed woman about how smart and refined she is.
In this song, the woman is cultured, sophisticated, and knows everything, and the man knows nothing. The only thing he really knows a lot about is this woman.
I mean, it's also about some other things. Come on, Peter. According to top scientists at NASA, this morning's unprecedented meteor shower is no cause for alarm. Oh God, the buildings are melting! Meteors can melt steel beams! I love this optical illusion. Oh no, this I like a lot less. This rat-faced man should not be shown to anybody. I feel like the yellow brick road was already impressive enough. You didn't need to roll out the red carpet. I really want to track down some of these people and ask them what they felt about being in this shot. Man, Peter, you used to be so cool. The pimp game changed you. Kicking those two Wallachons out of your way like they're nothing. Simply
inconceivable.
Do you think the buildings are moving like this because the moon's sudden course change is messing with the Earth's gravity? We now enter the horrifying CGI portion of the video. Peter's grotesquely modeled face looks like a hurriedly slapped together PS1 character.
I am being diminished, whittled away piece by piece.
I, Vigo, the scourge of Carpathia, the sorrow of Moldavia, command you.
I show her an image that turns her on. And then she looks at me, then she looks at the image, then back at me, then back at the image. Soon she doesn't know what is me, what is the image. She just knows that she's turned on.
Have you seen this boy?
The painting scene takes it from the PlayStation to an old CD-ROM. Did the learning company have something to do with this? I know you're behind this Broderbund. There are so many curious choices here, I don't even know where to begin. Do we start with the hypnotic bikini or the pulsating magazines? Oh, the woman's torso turns into Peter's face. Well, I guess that gets us out of that awkward conversation. Geez, I wonder what this could represent. I know what Peter's probably going for here, but all I can think of is Thomas the Tank Engine. They really are hitting you over the head with these metaphors, aren't they? Oh God, this looks like an old FMV game. So much of this video seems like someone trying out their video editing software for the first time just to see what it can do. We can put snakes in here and do chroma key. Let's try repeating these backgrounds. I must once again ask if Peter Gabriel has access to my own personal nightmares. These risque pens are a fad I'm glad is over. I try not to harp on old technology too much because I realize that CGI from 1992 looks nothing like it does today. But how did anybody think that this looked good? I have an idea. What if it looked like a first draft of Lawnmower Man? I don't need to see inside his skull today. It's like those horrifying bloopers from Shrek. My issues with this video are the same as the ones with Big Time. Namely that Peter and the director just throw anything they can think of at the wall, and none of it sticks. What if a woman is ironing Peter's cut off face? What if there's an endless loop of marionettes? What if we zoomed into a tree baby's brain and looked at the individual blood cells and neurons? Nothing makes sense! Make it make sense!
Many years ago, I realized the key factor in determining the success of a record is the haircut.
Steam reached number 10 on the UK singles chart, number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100, and number 1 on the US Modern Rock Tracks chart. The video won 2 of its 3 VMA nominations for Best Editing and Special Effects, which baffles me to no end. Come on, 1992 couldn't have been that bad for special effects laden videos. It also won Peter Gabriel his second Best Music Video Grammy in a row, following Digging in the Dirt, also from us. Somehow the same album was eligible both years. What gives, Academy?
While Digging in the Dirt is sure to be one of the year's most unforgettable videos, Peter Gabriel assures us that there is no cause for alarm. Maybe.
So it is a bit about trying to find your demons and expose them. And
Have you exercised them now? You're not going to go out and kill anybody, are you?
Well, good. What are you doing after that?
After his 6-year absence from studio albums, Peter would take another 10 years between us and his next traditional album, Up. He kept busy, recording soundtracks and a show at the Millennium Dome, but he also did some truly off-the-wall projects. He, Laurie Anderson, and Brian Eno collaborated on plans for the Real World Experience Park, a multimedia theme park idea, which was destined to open in Barcelona, Spain. The concept included an adaptation of the Kiss That Frog video that Peter created for the Mindbender system and shown at state parks. This needs to stop.
I think what we're seeing though is just the beginning. It's like the AM side of video, and the FM side of video is still to come. I mean, maybe someone like Laurie Anderson is already working with that type of approach, but mainly the videos that you see now seem to be in part promotional devices for singles.
He also created Explorer 1, an interactive CD-ROM game where you could learn more about the album and even remix a song. The program was released for Macintosh in 1993 and Windows in 1994, and it's definitely cool to see an artist expand into computer games so early. But my God, this looks cheesy. That sentiment just about sums up my entire experience with Steam. It's admirable how much Peter was willing to experiment and attempt to move the medium forward, but a lot of these early trial runs end up aging like milk.
Do you enjoy working in the visual arts as well as in the sound side?
Yeah, for me it's a great pleasure. I had a place at film school at one point before I thought I could make my living making noises. And that's still something which I'm very interested in. And so videos gives us a chance to get involved in that. And I'd like to learn a lot more.
I think it's a terrible shame the way some artists are just prepared to spend a couple of hours with a video director and let another company just come and illustrate their work. I think it's an important part of what you do, and it's a responsibility of the artist to get involved and to learn a bit about it.
I also don't understand what the theme of this video was supposed to be. I know I get hung up on the message a lot on this show, and there isn't one here other than sex jokes are funny, but what were they going for? None of these jokes are particularly funny, and most of them just come off as too goofy for their own good.
I've always appreciated humor and seen, some humor in things that I do, but I think this is the first time that it's come through visually properly, so it pleases me.
The opportunities of just letting the imagination loose are obviously limitless in that format.
The difference between doing Sledgehammer and doing Steam is that the Sledgehammer was using old technology in a somewhat new way, in that it was all shot a frame at a time and then just cut together, whereas with Steam, it was all shot in real time, and then it was manipulated a frame at a time, with the exception of the elements that were generated a frame at a time by a computer. They had no basis or existence in any reality except a digital one.
Steam would prove to be the last collaboration between Gabriel and director Stephen R. Johnson. I don't know if it was exhaustion from producing these videos, the diminishing returns of the video's quality, or the long gaps between Peter's albums, but the pair never reunited. In fact, this would prove to be one of Johnson's last videos. After Steam and Fingers of Love by Crowded House, he never directed another video.
Judges included Mark Mothersbaugh of Devo, Thomas Dolby, and Steven Johnson. Johnson talked about the advantages of animation.
It means that you can synchronize what's happening visually 24 times every second. It means you can hit that beat dead on to the frame.
He sadly passed away in 2015, never achieving the notoriety that other music video directors have gotten. Given that he directed one of the most famous videos of all time, you'd imagine that he would be somewhat better known. But I guess in a field where directors can helm dozens or even hundreds of music videos, racking up classic after classic just by sheer volume, someone who only made 8 was sure to get passed up. And it's unfortunate that one of his last videos revolves around a lot of cheesy CGI sex jokes.
Steven Johnson has a more upbeat view of what people want.
They not only want to hear and enjoy the band, but they also want to see something that hopefully says something, has a feeling or a mood that they've never experienced before. And I think animation is capable of that.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I always appreciate people liking and sharing my videos, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I've gotten a lot of suggestions to cover Steam since I did my big time video, and I hope it's come out well after all this time. Do you know a terrible music video you'd love to see me cover? Drop it in the comments, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.
And that's it.